What's going on, everybody? Welcome to my second video of my bowl predictions. In this video I will be predicting the next 9 bowl games. This is my second of 5 videos, so if you missed the first set of bowl predictions, maybe go back and watch the first set of predictions, which was posted yesterday on the channel. My 5th and last video will be out sometime next week, and that's when I'll be predicting the New Year's 6 bowl games. And I also will give my predictions for who will win the national championship this year, so that video will be the biggest video. So be sure to tune in for that one. But we aren't quite there yet, as we still have more minor bowl games to predict. My first video didn't have many good games because the start of bowl season didn't pick up for a while, but this video should have some bigger games. But we are slowly working our way to the most important bowl games in each video. But before I get into this video, let me remind you to like the video and subscribe to the channel, and also turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, because we post daily college football videos. We just hit 500 subs on the channel, so thanks to everyone for the support. But without further ado, let's get into the video. The first game I will be predicting is between 6-6 Georgia Tech and 6-6 UCF. This game is on a Friday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe UCF is actually playing this game in their home field. This is like the third Florida team that has had a bowl game in their home state, I believe. Both of these teams have had their ups and downs on the season. I'd say they've both been better than their record. Both these teams have had impressive games this year. UCF beat Oklahoma State 45-3, and they had some other decent wins on the year, and they played tough against Oklahoma. Georgia Tech beat Miami and North Carolina, and also played Georgia really tough. And if Georgia Tech plays like how they did against Georgia, they should easily win this game, because this Georgia Tech team's peak is pretty high. And by that I mean when they play a good game, it's hard to beat them. But they have also had their down games too. But if these teams play their best games, they can have a huge advantage, because UCF also had their fair share of good performances. But I am going to go with Georgia Tech to win this game 34-31. I'm actually very excited for these teams to play. Both offenses have been pretty solid this year, and they both will probably be even better next year. So these teams definitely match up pretty well. The next game is Troy versus Duke. This game will be played on a Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. This game will be played in Birmingham, Alabama, and Duke won't have Riley Leonard in this game, so I'm going to have to go with Troy to win this game 23-17. Troy is also 7-point favorites in this game. That's a little too high if you ask me, but I guess it kind of does make sense. Troy has been on a roll, and Duke won't have Riley Leonard in this game. I definitely would have picked Duke if they had Riley Leonard, but Duke is not the same team without Riley Leonard, and Troy's defense should be good enough to get the job done, and they are coming off a 49-point performance against Appalachian State, and I think Troy wants this game a lot more than Duke, because Duke also just lost their head coach, and this Troy team has been rolling lately, and they're starting to get their offense going. So I think Troy will actually win this game, but it should be a defensive battle. And who knows what that Duke defense is capable of, so this game could go either way. But Troy should win because they do have a lot of advantages in this game. The next game is Arkansas State versus Northern Illinois. This game will be played on a Saturday at 12 p.m. Eastern Time. This game will be played in Montgomery, Alabama. I honestly don't know much about these two teams, other than Arkansas State actually being beat 73-0 by Oklahoma at the start of the year. And then Arkansas State at the end of the year somehow beats Texas State 77-31. So I'm going to go with Arkansas State to win this game because they've been playing better lately, and analytics also like them to win the game. But this game could go either way, because the point spread is only -1 in Arkansas State's favor. So I'm not really sure about this game if you ask me. The next game is a game between James Madison and Air Force. This game will be played in Fort Worth, Texas, Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. This game should be a very interesting game. These are two teams that looked like they had a legitimate shot to go undefeated. In Air Force, they looked like they might have made a New Year's 6 bowl game, but ultimately, Air Force fell off near the end of the season and really let me down, because I actually did think they were going to make a New Year's 6 bowl, and I was predicting them to make a New Year's 6 bowl. And I thought they would at least finish 11-1, but I do believe their quarterback got hurt too, so I guess you can give them the benefit of the doubt. But I was really high on this Air Force team. They had a very solid defense this year, and they also had talent on the offensive side. I don't know what happened, but they are now with an 8-4 record. But James Madison is with an 11-1 record, and they have been a really controversial team. They had a legitimate shot to finish the season undefeated and not even make a bowl game, which would have been insane. And ultimately, because of the NCAA rules regarding teams coming up from the FCS, they aren't allowed to play in a conference championship, even though they finished 11-1 and they were first in their division. But they got lucky to play in a bowl game. Because of the lack of 6-win teams, they were able to make it. Because the NCAA didn't want to let them in a bowl game, but James Madison really fought for it. And I don't know how you would leave a team like James Madison out. But there were literally talks about James Madison suing the NCAA over this. So that's what I mean by controversy. But it was an impressive season James Madison put together, and their head coach did leave for Indiana, I believe, so that does suck, but we will see how they perform going forward. But I do have James Madison winning this game 27-17. Air Force just is not the same team anymore, and James Madison has been on the rise. And you'd have to believe James Madison really wants this win because of the season they've had. The next game is Utah State versus Georgia State. This game will be played at Boise State Stadium, so Utah State, I guess they'll have the home field advantage. And this game is on a Saturday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Georgia State has lost 5 straight, and I think they will also lose this game. And I have Utah State winning this game 37-27. Utah State has been able to score a lot of points this year, and analytics also likes Utah State to win this game. This should be a shootout type of game. The over-unders is in the low 60s, and both these offenses have scored a lot of points this year. But I'd have to give the edge to Utah State. But this is another game that could definitely go either way. Who knows, maybe we'll see Utah State win 78-28, just like they did against Idaho State at the start of the year. I'm joking, but I just figured I'd bring that game up, because that was a very weird game. And people may have forgot that Utah State played that game and beat Idaho State 78-28. So we definitely know that they can score points, even if they are running the score up. The next game is between 6-6 South Alabama and 6-6 Eastern Michigan. This game will be played on a Saturday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. I believe this is another game that is played in a team's home field, meaning South Alabama would have home field advantage, and they are also huge favorites in this game, with the spread at -16.5 for South Alabama, and South Alabama also has an 83% chance to win this game. So this game is a very lopsided bowl game. I think this is the biggest point spread for a bowl game this season, and I will go with South Alabama to win this game big, 41-14, covering the spread. South Alabama has been a solid group of 5 team, but they are very streaky. But let's also not forget that they destroyed Oklahoma State and beat them by double digits. Oklahoma State, the team that made the Big 12 championship game against Texas this year. So South Alabama definitely isn't a bad team. But I'd say even their worst game should be good enough to beat Eastern Michigan, because I don't think Eastern Michigan has any talent on that team. So I don't have doubt about South Alabama losing this game, but who knows, maybe Eastern Michigan can pull off the upset. The next game is Utah versus Northwestern. This game will be played on a Saturday night at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. I think Utah will have a quarterback problem in this game, because I believe a couple guys transferred out, but this game will be played on UNLV's home field in Las Vegas. This is an interesting game to me. You have 2 similar types of teams, but I would give the edge to Utah because they're better on defense. And I'm going to go with Utah to win this game 16-13 in a weird low-scoring game. But I want to give props to Northwestern on the season that they've put together. It was very surprising to me, and they finished with a 7-5 record. And for Utah, I know it wasn't your best season, but you still managed to go 8-4, probably being the most unlucky team in the country with all the injuries you guys had. And ultimately, Cam Rising, one of the best quarterbacks in the country, didn't play all year. And I feel like people are forgetting that Cam Rising will be back next year. And watch out for this guy in the Heisman race, because I'm telling you, Cam Rising is a legit player. And people may have forgot how good Cam Rising was. But moving into the Big 12, Utah will be near the top of teams favorited to win the Big 12. And I would definitely expect them to be better next year. But I'm interested to see how this last matchup between Utah and Northwestern turns out. I expect a very sloppy game, but I like watching slugfest type of games. But maybe that's just me. The next game is Coastal Carolina versus San Jose State. This game will be played in Hawaii on a Saturday night at 10:30 p.m. Eastern Time. San Jose State is a double-digit favorite in this game, and Grayson McCall, the star quarterback for Coastal Carolina, also transferred out, so they definitely have a disadvantage. And San Jose State has been playing really good football lately, and they've won 6 straight, and they are now with a 7-6 record, and they really know how to put points on the board. So I'm going to go with San Jose State to win this game 37-21, because their offense has been really rolling lately, and Coastal Carolina lost their quarterback and lost their last 2 games, including losing to James Madison 56-14. And this next thing I'm about to talk about has nothing to do with this game, but I'm interested to see where Grayson McCall goes, because he's been a decent quarterback. What do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments below. But anyways, for the last game of the video, which is the first game after Christmas on Tuesday, December 26th, it will be Bowling Green versus 5-7 Minnesota. Minnesota is the only 5-loss team to make a bowl game, I'm pretty sure. And they are lucky that they're playing a pretty average Bowling Green team. But this game will be played in Detroit, Michigan, so Minnesota does have home field advantage. And I do think Minnesota isn't a great team, but I think they should definitely be better than Bowling Green. But Bowling Green has been playing pretty good football lately, so we could possibly see an upset here. But I think I'm going to go with the safe choice, and I have Minnesota winning a close game, 24-21. I also want to pick Bowling Green just because of how these teams have been playing as of recently, but Minnesota plays in a Power 5 conference, so there's a difference there. So I do think Minnesota finds a way to win this game. But it should be interesting. I would love to see Bowling Green win a bowl game. I mean, your name does have bowling in it, so this is your chance to go bowling and win a game against a Power 5 school. Yeah, I know that was stupid, but who cares? But anyways, that's going to do it for the video. Hopefully there are some games in the video that you guys are excited for, and if not, then that's unfortunate. But we still aren't to the ranked matchups or New Year's 6 bowl games yet, so be sure you tune in for the next videos, because the games are going to get better and better, and my next videos will be more exciting. But if you stayed through the whole video, thanks for watching. And make sure you guys like the video and also subscribe to the channel if you are new. And turn on notifications so you never miss an upload, because we post daily college football videos. We just recently hit 500 subscribers, and I'm excited to see the progress I'm making. And none of this would be possible without you guys. So thanks to all the support you guys leave on this channel. But anyways, that's going to do it, guys, and peace out.